so we may be sent on diversion on the way, but later. For now, we follow normal line of route. And London is the largest city in Western Europe with population of 9 million. But on this tour we'll focus on the most important central parts of London. Looking to the left, as soon as this ugly building to our left ends, we'll see Big Ben and London Eye together. It's a great view through this gap between the buildings appearing to our left. So look to the left to see Big Ben and London Eye together. And to our right is National Theatre, which looks like nuclear power plant. And our crossing, Waterloo Bridge, Ladies Bridge. So cameras ready again. First we're looking to the right to see the City of London with St. Paul's Cathedral and office buildings of that financial district. Some of them have nicknames, so going to the right you can see the cheese grate and the scalpel or the walkie-talkie. And to our left is the city of Westminster. We can see houses of Parliament with Big Ben or buildings of government. But that's also where West End is located, full of shops, restaurants, pubs, nightclubs, cinemas, casinos or theaters. So to the right is where people make money, and to the left where people spend money. And we are entering Westminster right now. First building to our right is Somerset House, where you can visit Culto Gallery with great collection of European mostly paintings by Impressionist theaters on the way. Ahead of us is Lyceum Theatre with the Lion King. That's where Bram Stoker worked, to the left, and where he came up with idea for the Dracula, because he hated his manager in Lyceum, Henry Irving. So he wrote a book which main character was Dracula. And this is our stop number 2 for Covent Garden. Great place for lunch, filled with. In the street to our left, Frozen and Play That Goes Wrong. On the corner, Mamma Mia. And next to it, the Waldorf Hotel with restaurant which looks like the one that was on the Titanic. This hotel was opened 115 years ago.
Waldorf Hotel, यो भनेको 115 years ago open गरे.
And ahead of us, Tina Turner musical. The last one we see on this part of the tour as we are leaving West End and start heading towards the City of London. But before we get there, to our right is India embassies. We've got high commissions instead.
Yeah,
They serve the same purpose. They're very similar. And to our right is Bush House, original headquarters of BBC.
Yeah, BBC को original.
It was broadcasted for the first time in 1922, 101 years ago, from the building to the right.
Bush House, यो
Which
रहेछ
now
BBC
belongs
को
to
रहेछ.
King's College.
King's College भएछ अहिले.
And there are many universities around here. In front of us are buildings of LSE, London School of Economics. Mick Jagger studied here, but he as Gringotts Bank during filming of Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone. To the right. And now we're approaching St. Clement's Danes. From Oranges and Lemons, say the bells of St. Clement's. To the right, and on its walls we can still see damage done by shrapnels during the Second World War. And to the left, the Royal Courts of Justice, the highest civil courts. Look to the left and up to see why we call it Cathedral of Justice. There's even a statue of Jesus up there looking down on sinners who will be judged in the courts. And we pass below the Dragon now, guarding entry to the city of London. So we are in the city, in Fleet Street, full of great pubs, like to the left, the Old Bank. Ahead of us to the right, the narrowest pub in London to the right, the Old Cock Tavern, which used to be Gin Palace. And in Gin Palaces you could get drunk for 1 penny. And we'll see the ahead of us to the left after traffic lights. There's a white lamp with name, yeah, Old Cheshire Cheese on it. The oldest pub, the greatest pub. After Paul, but before Pret a Manger. To the left, yeah, Old Cheshire Cheese here. And we're going to see Poppins Lane. If you keep looking to the left where this construction site ends, is a narrow passage called Poppins Lane to the left. Sorry, Poppins Court, of course. Poppins Court gave the name to Mary Poppins. Its author, Pierre Travis, worked in Fleet Street. Now look into the building to the left to see Formula One car of Lewis Hamilton to the left and down. Lewis Hamilton won a Formula One title in that car. Now it's in a lobby of Petronas, sponsors of Mercedes. And ahead of us, St. Paul's Cathedral, the most important church in the city of London, and seat of Bishop of London. That's where Princess Diana and King Charles got married. And this cathedral was completed in 1710 during the reign of Queen Anne. And that's why there's a statue of Queen Anne in front of it. This is our stop number 3 for St. Paul's Cathedral. You can look up to see the towers, all the columns, Queen Anne here to our left next to us, and the steps on which in Mary Poppins one lady was singing Feed the Birds. This cathedral appeared in the last Mission Impossible as well. Tom Cruise was running on the rooftop. And in addition to St. Paul's, to our right on the pavement, we can see one of the Temperance wells directly to the right. These wells were built by women in 1800s, angry at their husbands for drinking only beer and being drunk all the time. And man's excuse was that River Thames was so to the staircase which led to Divinity class in Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban. In Hogwarts. So we are traveling through the city of London, which is a purely financial district. These are all office buildings around us because almost no one lives in the city. But 550,000 people work here in the square mile. So it can get very busy on weekdays, but very quiet on weekends, as you can see. Especially on Sundays, it looks like a ghost town because almost everything around here is closed on Sundays. Even churches. Most of the churches around here have services only from Monday to Friday, and they are closed on weekends. To the right, Cannon Street Station, as we are in Cannon Street. And we are heading towards the monument to the Great Fire of London. which in 1666 destroyed 80% of the city of London. Over 13,000 buildings burned down. And as a reminder of that huge fire, we've got 62 meters tall column with ball of flames on the top of the monument. And on the way there, we're going to see the walkie-talkie, nicknamed building with windows on the south side covered by shading. They are much darker now. They have to be covered after the focused sun rays on a car parked nearby and melted its bonnet 10 years ago. So we also call it the walkie scorchy. And it has a free viewing platform on the top. Sky Garden. You don't have to pay to go up there, but you have to book your visit in advance. So prepare your cameras. Ahead of us to the left and high up is appearing the walkie-talkie, the walkie-scorchy, to the left and up. Sky Garden on the top. And keep looking to the left with cameras ready to see the monument, the tallest freestanding tall in the world. To the left and up, the monument. Also has a viewing platform on the top. To get there you have to climb 311 steps. And this is our stop number 5 for the monument. And Sky Garden. In UK, 306 meters high. It looks like it's made of shards of glass. Ahead of us to the left. But with cameras ready, look to the left to see beautiful Tower Bridge.
लन्डन ब्रिज लान्छ तपाईलाई अहिले
And designed to match Gothic style of that medieval castle. That's why it has those stone towers. And it's an opening bridge. Makes the opening 10:45 tonight. And then no openings for a week.
आज 10:45 मा ओपन हुन्छ रे यो
1892 is exactly 131 years old only. And now it's behind HMS Belfast, the floating museum, one of the first ships to fire during D-Day landing in Normandy. And there is a dragon on the pavement next to the building to the left, guarding entry to the city of London on London Bridge. So we just left the city, we are in Borough as a warning for people.
कति तल आयो त गर्न भ्याइन्छ
The first head placed here was of William Wallace.
तल गनेर त के भइयो
Ahead of us, spike on the pavement, and ahead of us to the right, behind us, arches. It is really large. It's easy to get lost in that food market.
यो फुड मार्केट हो यहाँको मान्छे हराउन बेला लाग्दैन यति ठुलो छ यहाँको फुड मार्केट उ यहाँ भित्र
And Saturday is the best day to visit.
लन्डन ब्रिज स्टेशन
And we are now east from London Bridge, so there were parts of Port of London here in the past before container ships, which are too large to come here. And that's why Tower Bridge is opening. It had to open to allow tall ships to enter these parts of the port. And to our left is Hayes Galleria, which used to be Hayes Wharf. And wharf is an acronym. It means warehouse at riverfront. Warehouse at riverfront. And this is our stop number 6 for the charter malfunction over its entry to the right. And they needed to attract them because they were afraid of drinking here. They were afraid that someone would drop king shilling into their tanker. So by drinking from it, they would accept that shilling, meaning that they would agree to join Royal Navy, and no one wanted to do that. And And that's why Pub introduced glasses so that people could see that there is nothing in their drink. It was the first pub in London to use glasses. Next to it, Unicorn Theatre to the left, where children are performing for other children.
पावर बैंक कहाँ कहाँ छ बुवाकोमा चार्ज गर्नुपर्छ सब
And we're
बुवाको
going
चार्जर
to
छ
see Tower Bridge again. It will appear around the corner to our left.
केबल छ डाटी केबल केबल कुन
This is first of two stops now. And here to the left, red building of Lalit Hotel, which used to be St. Olaf's School, and John Harvard attended this school. Later he moved to America and he left in his will his books and money to university being created there, which was supposed to be called Cambridge, but because of all that money they named the left to see Tower Bridge.
yes
So we're going to cross Tower Bridge. And one man jumped over fully open Tower Bridge on his motorcycle. That stunt was organized by Red Bull, which clearly gave him wings.
त्यो रेड उसमा मान्छे हिँड्नलाई
Also on double-decker jumped over opening bridge
मान्छे हो त्यो अन्त त्यो
because driver hadn't noticed that bridge was opening. So when he realized one bridge is opening, it was too late to brake and he sped up and jumped over opening bridge. And for his quick thinking, he was awarded £15. You can see buildings of the city ahead of us to the left, and the Tower of London as well ahead of us to the left across the Thames. But in front of us, the South Tower of the bridge. So we're going to enter the central opening part of the bridge. Which has walking platforms on the top. They have glass floor in the center, so if you're up there you can see the bridge opening below your feet if you are up there when it opens. And we're leaving the opening part of the bridge. If you want to catch river cruise, you can do it here to the right. And you can take a selfie now with the North Tower of the bridge behind us, or just look back at the scene behind us. And we are next to the Tower of London to our left. His Majesty's Palace and Fortress. Almost 1,000 years old castle in which you can see the crown jewels, including the largest white diamond in the world. Cullinan one which weighs 540 carats, and it's installed in the scepter with the cross. In the tower were executed two wives of Henry VIII, but many more executions took place outside of the castle on Tower Hill. And those were public executions, mostly hangings, which were always attended by a large crowd of people. And most of those people got very drunk. So the next day they had massive headaches
या
and felt terrible.
ल
And they
पहाडी
couldn't
बस
get over that hanging.
बस्नु ल आमा नि बस्नुलाई यता अन्त
So they had
आमा
hanged
बुवा दुइटै बस्नु त
over the original hanging.
अलि उठ्नु त उठ्नु यति नदेखिन्छ
Visit the tower, you can look
Ready?
for ravens inside.
अलि नजिक बस्नु न
Legend
त्यो
says that if ravens ever leave the tower,
ल है
the tower and monarchy would collapse.
ए भेरी गुड
They are always
त बस चारैजना बसेर
You can also meet visitors.
चारैजना बसेर
Guards of the crown jewels who live with their families in the tower.
ल ल
32 families live.
ल ल केही भयो मैले निकालिदिइरहेको छु
Residential.
ए मान्छे
You can look at the
एकदम
tower now,
happy
see
ल
the shark behind it.
धेरै राम्रो
Also,
Very
from above the
good.
tower, around the
म त
What
केही
was
छ ए
paid
मेरो
with
त
wildflowers last year to celebrate Platinum Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth. She was on the throne for 70 years and she
पानी
lived
आउँदैन अब
96 years. And there may be a secret behind longevity of royals.
को मान्छे अब काम गर्ने मान्छे जस्तो ह्यामर स्यामर लेखा के यिनी भवन भवन मध्ये कोही एउटा हेड मिस्त्री होला
होला
Who went round the city of London by Romans called Londinium. Its office buildings to our right. Also white stone building, former City of London, Port of London authorities. Now Four Seasons. The park to our right, Tower Hill. Now for kids they always, not always, but on weekends there are people that come here dressed up as animals. People can take pictures with them. But that's where executions took place in the past. This is Tower Hill. Now people come here for lunch. And you can look over your left shoulders now to see the Tower Bridge next to the Tower of London behind us. And next to us to the left, All Hallows by the Tower. Church from 675, the oldest church in the city of London. That's where John Quincy Adams, the sixth president of United States, married a British woman who was the only not American First Lady of United States until Melania Trump. And ahead of us to the right, the monument again, appearing through the gap between the buildings. Ahead of us to the right, the monument.
जहिले ठ्याक्कै छुट्दो रहेछ
And we're again in the city of London. This time we're heading west to go back to the city of Westminster. And we're going to pass under London Bridge in front of us, which is the first stone London Bridge, only 51 years old.
years old
But the previous one from 1800 still exists. It was sold for $2 million and now stands in Lake Havasu City in Arizona. So there are two London bridges now. And in 1200s there was a rebellion in London against King Edward III, during which King tried to escape from London on the boat. But as bridge had houses and shops on the top, people started throwing rubbish towards his boat, so there was a risk it would capsize. And after rebellion ended, King was still so angry at people from London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. And the money was returned, and the bridge survived 600 more years. And in a moment we'll pass through the tunnel. After the tunnel we'll see Tate Modern, the best modern art gallery in London, with its tall chimney as it used to be a power station. And once someone dropped a wallet in Tate Modern and people started taking pictures, they thought it was a part of exhibition. It will be to our left when we leave this tunnel. To our left, across the Thames over our left shoulders, Tate Modern with its tall chimney.
यहाँ त यहाँ बिच नि रहेछ
And now we're going to travel along River Thames on embankment.
सानो
And we're going to see a school
अघि
of Harry
पानीबाट यही
Potter,
क्रस गरेको थियौँ त्यही कथा
or rather of
अहिले
Daniel Radcliffe, actor who played Harry Potter. Attended school to the right, the City of London School for Boys, white building to the right.
सिटी
He
अफ
still
लन्डन
attended this school when he was filming Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone. Next to it, Zion College to the right, red building. And across the Thames to our and to our right, area called Temple, filled with law firms and lawyers. And lawyers didn't want to choose between the City of London and City of Westminster, so between business and politics, so they settled on the border between them. And that's why there are dragons on the pavements guarding entry to the City of London to our left and right here. This is the border. So we've just left the city and we are back in Westminster. And here we've got stop number 8 for Temple. Stop 8. Or Big Ben. And this embankment will take us to Big Ben. But first we're going to see the Savoy, famous hotel with 5 restaurants inside. And in all of them, it's impossible to have dinner for 13 because it's unlucky number. So if you book table for 13, there will be 14 chairs around it. And on one of them will be sitting Caspar, wooden cat with bowl of milk in front of it, which will spend dinner with you. And in the past, people had to sit with one of the waiters, but it was really weird. So Caspar was carved to sit there instead. And 3 of those restaurants belong to Gordon Ramsay, who really likes the Savoy and keeps buying them. So first we're passing under Waterloo Bridge, the Ladies Bridge. And the Savoy is ahead of us to the right. Once a man got really sick and was wheeled out of the hotel, and when passing by the restaurants, he started shouting, "It was the food! It was all because of the food!" And he caused a massive panic in those restaurants in the Savoy. Now to the right, the Savoy. And ahead of us to the left is Cleopatra's Needle, over 3,000 years old Egyptian obelisk to the left, guarded by 2 sphinxes which are looking in wrong direction. They still couldn't read hieroglyphs when it was discovered, so they assumed it's connected with Cleopatra. But it was actually made over 1,000 years before her life. And after this railway bridge, we're going to have great views of Millennium Wheel to celebrate New Millennium. I was supposed to be here only 5 years, so Londonized, which has a famous revolving sign next to the building. It appeared in many movies, some James Bond movies, all the movies about Sherlock Holmes, of course, I know New Scotland Yard on the pavement to the right, and the building behind the sign bust of Robert Peel, who created Metropolitan Police in 1829. Because his name was Robert, people started calling all policemen Bobbies. And in front of us, Houses of Parliament with Big Ben, divided into House of Commons next to Big Ben and House of Lords behind it with Victoria Tower on the other end. And they have some strange rules in Houses of Parliament. For example, members of Parliament are not allowed to call each other liar which cannot be easy in a building filled with liars.
लायर भन्नु पाइँदो रहेछ
किन रहेछ
And if you look at the clock in Big Ben, you'll see that its hands and numerals are blue. They were black for a very long time, over a century, but only because of pollution. Original color was blue, so they were painted blue again during renovation, which ended last year. So only since last year we can see them blue again.
कालो थियो अहिले निलो बनाएको
पहिला
And
निलो
during the
थियो
renovation, we
पोल्युसनले
couldn't see
गर्दा
Big Ben for 4 years. It was covered by scaffolding.
सुरुमा निलै थियो रे
And here we've got stop number 9 for Houses of Parliament and for River Cruise from Westminster Pier to the left of Thomas. And it's cracked because they used to latch hammer to strike it for the first time. It's been cracked since 1859. And it's the second bell because the first one was destroyed by using to latch hammer. It got cracked really badly and was mounted.
43 भयो
This one has a small crack, so they still use it. It is still cracked.
343 हो 42 छ त्यहाँ छ त्यो
And we're not sure why it's called Big Ben. There are many theories, but probably it was named after Benjamin Hall, who was overlooking its construction.
हामीलाई त्यो
And there was also a bare-knuckle fighter, very popular. Guys, don't run on the bus. This is not safe. And please have a seat. Especially